Hi everybody, I'm joined by Josh Oatham, who's the Gillingham manager, ahead of the FA Cup fourth round tie between Arsenal and Gillingham. How you doing, Josh?
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Ray. Very well, thank you.
Oh, good to hear, mate. Look, obviously, it's a big game at the weekend. Does it get any bigger than playing Arsenal in the FA Cup?
I mean, I think in terms of, it depends how you look at it. Obviously, on paper, it's a massive game, and they probably don't come any bigger. But for us, it's about the building blocks for next season. So I think for me, we'll have bigger games for us as a club next season in our league. But in terms of as an occasion, in terms of a team like Arsenal to play against, it's certainly going to be a day where the players, can tell their children, their grandchildren about it, that they had the opportunity to play against, arguably the best players in the world. So, yes, we're going to enjoy the day, but we're not there to be fans. We're there to go and compete and do Kent proud, and we intend to do that.
And you worked very hard to get here against Crawley. I think you beat them, was it 3-2 against Cheltenham? You beat them after extra time. Will that grit and determination you've already shown hold you in good stead against Arsenal?
The words you just used there are words that I've used in the last couple of weeks because we've now formed our own identity. We are a resilient group. We're a group that's full of confidence. We, as a side, don't really know when we're beaten, which I think is a powerful thing to have. So I think, regardless of the result on Sunday, what we can take out of the FA Cup run is it's given us an opportunity to be back playing football competitively. It's gave us a platform where the club now has had more exposure in the last last couple of weeks than it's had for 9 months, which is brilliant for the club. Gives us an opportunity to continue to support the community and support those that have been great behind us. And I think we just got to continue to use this building block and make sure we're prepared for next season, which ultimately is the biggest thing in our calendar at the moment.
Can you afford to dream as well that you could get a result against Arsenal?
I think you have to obviously tackle the game with respect first of all, and I obviously appreciate the challenge. They're beating teams in their own league, Ray. 6, 7, 8-0.
Yeah.
And you then looking at the fact we've had such a long period off. They've played throughout and trained throughout, and playing in the Champions League, and things like that. They're dominating Europe. So I think we've been back for 2 weeks. This is our 3rd week back. So if the challenge wasn't already big, it's a massive one even more because we've not been able to train. We've probably trained. They've probably trained all week. They've probably matched how much we've done in 2 weeks. So that just shows how much more preparation time they can have. So all we can do is concentrate on our individual jobs and then how we're going to try and execute that as a team and as a unit. Manage the game because they're obviously going to have periods where they're going to have the ball, they're going to dominate, they're going to ask big questions of us, and we just need to show the right mentality throughout. It's about managing the whole 90 minutes, not what goals are scored or not scored. So that's the most important thing for me, is that we see a performance throughout the game and not just through periods of the game.
Yeah, you touched on that. You've only been training for a very short period of time. How difficult has it been to come back to training after lockdown, and how fit are your players now?
Yeah, I mean, big credit to the staff. We've put a program in place for the players from the middle of December that took us right through to the middle and back end of March. So the players have been doing Zooms, for 3-4 months constantly. And I've got to be honest, Ray, players want to play football. Players don't want to be on a Zoom screen in their front rooms doing HIIT workouts or whatever the program was that night. So, there's times where, questions were asked of their mentality, questions were asked of their commitment, even their mental health. We had to sort of stick together and push through because it's not natural for anybody. We're used to being in teams, and obviously then being locked down, you're on your own, you're very individual. So to be back and playing was the most important prize for us of all. But to go on the cup run we've been on, it's just been, the cherry on top of the cake for us. So, I think we just need to just be sort of very thankful that we've been back together. The FA Cup has given us an opportunity to build the building blocks for next season, which I keep going on about, are the most important things. And we're looking at our identity and how we want to attack the season next year. And I think we're going to have a really good go in the league. And I'm really excited about how far this team can go, because we certainly have done fantastically in the short space of time.
Yeah, I mean, people are probably not aware. Not only have you had the problems of COVID that everybody else has had we into National League, you kind of changed structure of the team, because if I remember correctly, you were part of the men's team, or not part of, but you were connected to the men's club, and that seems to have disappeared now. So you're a brand new independent entity. How difficult has it been to survive with what's been going on as an independent organisation?
Ray, you're absolutely spot on. We, obviously got the news at the end of June that obviously we're to split and go independent, and I took the club forward as chairman and owner, as well as first team manager. So I think a lot of people had a lot of questions from the outside in terms of how well are we going to do, how are we going to survive, like you said. But I think the first year, obviously we lost all of our setups. We lost our youth teams, our academy teams, everything that a football club relishes and sort of is integral to a football club. We lost. So this first season was, like, as you quite rightly say, can we survive and aim to thrive? And I think to be able to sit here today and say that we're playing Arsenal, in a space of 9 months of going independent, clearly shows that we've turned things around in the best way possible. We are thriving a lot quicker than expected. Fantastic support by our sponsors, fantastic support by the staff, and the players have all bought into my vision for the football club. And, I've been working tirelessly behind the scenes to get us back up and running and look at how we build for next season, the season after that. And we have a long-term plan in place, and there's plenty of clubs out there that are independent and are thriving, and we can now put ourselves in that bracket, which is an absolute pleasure and an absolute, a fantastic feeling. And I'm so thankful to the players and the staff for their support in that.
So how many hats have you got? You're the chairman, you're the manager, and the owner. I mean, that must be an interesting conversation if you're on a bad run when the chairman calls you in. Do you have to look at the mirror? Have a chat with the chairman?
Yeah, right. I mean, I think anyone that knows me personally knows I'm very humble. I'm not the sort of person that, is very self-centered. I'm very about the players and the staff. The players put me in that position as manager. We'd obviously had conversations about me taking the club on. They wanted me to stay in. They liked my vision as a coach. I mean, that was what I was brought to the club to do, was to be assistant manager and lead the first team training. And the players really bought into me as a person, which I was very thankful for. And without their support, there's no way that I could have, we could have done what we've done as a group. So I think obviously the days will get difficult. We've had some difficult days already, but the most important thing is we've all stuck together, and now we're seeing the benefits of that. So I'm very realistic about my place in this. It's been done by other clubs successfully. At the moment, it's working fantastically well for us. So there is no need to change that structure as we stand at the moment.
Fantastic, Josh. I wish you all the best against Arsenal and for next season as well.
Thanks, Ray. Thanks, everyone. All the best, mate.